Hello faithful viewers and welcome to another Transformers review on Film Decryptor, this time a guest review. This is Tidal Wave that appeared in the Transformers Armada toy line, also in the anime of the same name. There are three distinct colour variants of this toy, the one you see before you, which is mostly emblematic of his appearance in said game. There's also the anime variant where it's more darker colours, it's got like darker greys and blacks and more of the purple, and in Transformers Energon where he was mostly like white and translucent green and blue and all that good stuff. It even had gold lightning going down the aircraft carrier portion. For this figure, the colour scheme mostly proportioned towards the grey, your sort of gunmetal grey, and the purples. The flotation sections themselves are mostly green with sort of like a bronze / gold tip. As for the features of this particular mode, he's modelled after three different forms of marine craft. Starting off at the back here, you have the transport / troop deployment portion, which we can see here, where it has the sort of metal grate floor detailing. It also has seats for minicons, which you can fold down here. And you know, I don't know of many minicons that can sit, because most of them are just bricks, but the middle portion of the vehicle mode here is modelled more after a battleship, where you have the sort of central command tower / steering portion, and you have the turrets that can move side to side, and you also have these sort of catamaran type portions with missile launchers. They release via this tab here, but they do go quite far. The front portion is modelled after your typical aircraft carrier, and as you can see, it has lots of like sort of swoosh lines and panelled detailing and sort of indents. It also has a nice sculpted Decepticon logo at the very front. One of the features of the aircraft carrier portion of the vehicle is this sort of lift elevator thing for Ramjet. To get to this feature, you have to move that catamaran out of the way, and you have like a small tab here that can be lifted, he says. Lifted up and it springs open. And when you do that, it reveals the minicon port and more sculpted detailing. And to access the gimmick, you plug Ramjet onto this minicon port, close the lid and just push it down, and he is stored safely in there. This figure also famously has another gimmick. It can split apart into three separate vehicles, which in terms of lore and canon are referred to as the Dark Fleet. What you want to do is get these green pieces and pull them off these large ratcheted mushroom pegs, and do that. And then to get this piece ready, what you want to do is fold these back, and then you're done. Coming to the middle section of the figure, what you want to do is grab the back of it, pull it off like that, set that down for the moment, and fold the two catamaran style flotation pieces forward on its double set of hinges, like so. And then that section is done as well. And for the back section of the vehicle, what you want to do is just hold those up like that and make sure it's all secure and pegged in. And there you have the troop transport, the aircraft carrier, and the battleship. The colour scheme in here, though initially seeming a bit scattered, actually manages to tie them together whilst they're in a group, because you have the reds and the purples as well as some of the bronze, sort of ties them together as a cohesive unit. So just for a quick size comparison, we have Tidal Wave next to Armada Galvatron from the same toy line. They look pretty good together, decent sizes all round. Here you have them stood up next to each other as well. Even though they're both like sort of generously sized, you can tell that Tidal Wave on the left here is significantly larger. Moving on to transformation, you can do this either from this mode here or from the three separate modes, but just for sake of ease, we're going to do it from his fully combined mode. So the first thing you want to do is, well, that I like to do anyway, is grab his legs, and you want to spin this around like this, Spin the other leg the same. Spin the waist, what will become the waist at least, around like so. Grab the leg like this. Get it like, spin it round like so. Now you can fold those wings in now if you so wish. Spin the other leg. Split the front of the combined vehicle mode like that, folding the green parts down on a double hinge. Spin the turret section round so it forms kind of like a chest plate. Spin this section around, fold it to that angle there. Fold out what will be his fingers. Fold the thumb up to about there. Fold out the front of the foot. Fold out the heel. Do the same on the other side. Pull up the head last, he says. In robot mode, Tidal Wave gives off quite a commanding presence and is also quite large, and bar the likes of Unicron is one of the larger figures from the Armada toy line. In terms of posability, there's nothing at the head, there's only the up and down, but that's more for transformation. At what is the elbow, you can spin it almost 360 degrees. Just by the nature of the joint, it stops right there. It also bends at the elbow. The arm can also go up and down at the shoulder, and also spin. There is a waist swivel that can do almost a full 360, but you're hitting more into transformation there. Still a really nice range of motion. The leg can go forward that far, go back that far. Can also split like so. And at the feet you can also fold the toes up and down. Tidal Wave comes with a Minicon, and this Minicon is Ramjet. Ramjet, traditionally in other series, is a member of the Seekers, via the likes of, say, Starscream or Skywarp or Ad Infiniton. Here we have Tidal Wave next to Galvatron, and with Galvatron's sort of shoulder pylons, tank tread thingies, he comes up to about Tidal Wave's shoulders. Coming on to one of the best known features Tidal Wave and Galvatron can combine into Galvatron's super mode, a la Optimus with Jetfire and Rollout. It's a mess. It's a mess. As a kid, it's like, it's the coolest thing ever, because you'd see it in the show, and it was like, oh my god, how's he getting that small? How's this happening? Is he going to be Optimus? But in terms of the actual toy, it's a mess, because it adds a lot of weight to the figure. He can, in theory, access all the same posability, but it tends to weigh the arms down, especially on this side, because with the joints it's struggling to hold it up. It adds extra to the silhouette and the frame, but combined with the additions to the arms, it just looks, again, like I said, a bit messy. There is something fun about finally owning this and getting to do the thing in the show. It looks good on the shelf, but because of the stress on the arms, I'm worried about joint intolerances over time, so I wouldn't go about displaying this figure in this configuration long term. Final thoughts on Tidal Wave then. He's a good figure. Looks good, is imposing in terms of size in both modes, adds a lot of playability when you can go from robot, single vehicle to multiple vehicles. He's decent by himself as well. He's a good display piece on the shelf, and if you have a Megatron or a Galvatron as well, you can combine them, but do that at your own leisure.
Thank you everybody so much for stopping by and checking out this video. Show Anthony some love in the comments section below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video around to help out the channel. And until the next time, we'll see you all later.